right, we're live. Yay!
Yay.
You have no time to ask your questions now.
All right, there you go. All right.
All right. Welcome. We have Joe G with us tonight.
Hello.
And we have Alex, who's all grumpy Gus.
Ooh.
Tell us your woes, Alex. What's going on?
So, hanging out with the missus, and then a metal bar in the bed snaps in the very center of it. So, took the whole bed apart, went off to buy a new bed, ended up waiting in line for 2 hours as there was only one clerk. So, my day has been
Bedless, sleepless.
yes.
When is the bed being delivered?
So,
The question.
great question. You're glad you asked. So originally they couldn't send it for 2 weeks because they didn't have the headboard and just the headboard. So I was like, can you send just the bed without the headboard? And they're like, I don't know if I can do that. And I'm like, you can do it. And they said, okay. so the most of the bed's coming on Thursday. Then the
Okay.
headboard's coming in 2 weeks.
So the moral of the story is don't mess with Alex's bed or you'll make him angry. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not so upset about the bed itself, but just the time spent having to deal with the bed.
Got it.
What
It's
else
like
would you
anytime
be
I
doing
go-
with that time, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have
Nothing.
been like sitting around.
You got some pitch cards to go through.
Yeah, obviously I could have gone through lots of pitch cards.
There you go. Do I have to do your job for you, Alex? Come on.
Oh. I don't know.
All right.
What do you guys done? What do you guys been doing this week?
Yeah, what have we been playing?
So on Sunday, a couple of the folks from Kitchen Table and I played a little bit of on Coliseum of Fate, and we played with the new starter decks, the print and play, decks that were put together.
Nice.
Yes,
How'd
that was
that
a lot
go?
of fun. Oh, it was great. It was a lot of fun. They were all Origins cards, and the power levels were very similar. So we saw some cards we don't normally see in competitive play, and it was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Played a little Tashir,
Nice.
and Tashir is a really strong hero. Oh, really strong champion.
Yep.
How
I
about you
designed
guys?
those decks, and I don't remember what's in them at all.
That explains a lot. Oh boy, we'll have to get someone new on those decks.
So you need a little more movement in Essa. Just saying, a little more evasion would probably be good in Essa if you wanna tune them up a bit.
How much ESA you play, Alex?
I don't play Essa that much nowadays, but recently I've been more on an Alta kick. Decks that I've been playing, I played Core, and I just got wrecked on the weekend with Core. And then in the Tower Brawl event, continuing with my Alta. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Oh,
in a
we
bit
have
soon.
some words. We need to talk to. I have to wait till he shows up, though. One Jason out there. We need to chat with you, Jason. Your deck. Not impressed.
So what was the core you were playing, Alex?
I was playing Core, Malfeasance, and Malfeasance, Meteorites, Impalements.
You tried that one before, right?
Yeah, I've played Malfeasance Core before, but I don't know if I did it with Origin stuff as well.
Right.
So just mixing some of that in.
Yeah.
I have an upgraded version of Coliseum, but I never updated it in paper, so it was still in its worse form. But it just got smoked. It wasn't even close. The theory is you drop an Aura Break on yourself, and then all your meteorites are essentially costing half
Right.
of what they're doing, and then you're going to heal yourself back with the Malfeasances. I don't think I pulled any Aura Breaks half the time. It just didn't. It didn't work. It just didn't work at the end of the day. It was too action speed based. I do
Right,
love Malfeasance, but it wasn't working.
I love Malfeasance too, but I think there's just too much movement, too much avoidance to make it work. Unless you're playing in red where you can do the snare.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Sorry.
snare, I have now played my first game with the new rules. And I was playing Bazin on the weekend with Chrono Walkers and got completely wrecked. Snare
good.
every
Good.
time on
Yeah.
that chrono completely wrecks that interaction. I think Snare might be a go-to. Must play. I mean, it was already really
Card.
strong. And
Mhm.
now it's just, wrecking chronos is like perfect. I love it.
Dream, Will. It's your dream.
But I was on the other side. This is the year of blue for Will. And now it's over.
You have
Bad
terrible timing.
Terrible
I'll
timing.
tell you what. You got to get the aura purges going then too. Snare and aura purge, and then you fix everything, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was playing in the Tavern Brawlers events as well. All came up against Alex from Forbes. We had a nice, tight, close game. He was playing a Korean deck with like epiphanies. He's like, every time he played Epiphany, he apologized. I'm like, I've made an impact in the world. I've given enough hatred for this one card that people will just apologize to me every time they play. It doesn't help. I appreciate it. Andrew, not Alex. Sorry, Andrew, not Alex. And yeah, the apology doesn't help. They played the cards. They had like 15 cards at one time, but they didn't have the right cards at the right time. And people forget about Landslide.
Do you have after your old classic Erica Landslides? did you?
Erica Landslide.
It's fair.
It was.
She's got how much aura does she have? Does she have 140? 150.
150.
Yeah. And
So if
18
you-
health,
If
right?
you can protect that health pool with
Yep.
Breath of Jalaras, or I like the Divine Blessings, or anything of that nature, and then utilizing Landslide at the right time, you can sort of capture that round, and then you can kind of build back and take back the board slowly. Joey says he didn't forget about Landslide. No, our game was a lot closer. That was too close. If we meet again, Joey, I'm gonna have to spice it up a little bit just for you. But no, the only problem is that I came up against Jason the last week, and I didn't tell Alex anything because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let Alex fend for himself, because too many times have I been steamrolled by Alex. It's time for him to get that back. And Jason, if you're watching this later, your deck is insane.
Yeah. It was definitely like the direct counter to mine. Mine is play replicating 5/5s. Oh, what? You're facing a meteorite deck?
Yeah. Did you get to play Jason at the championship, Joji?
No. Nope. I did not.
Yeah, neither did I. But he was obviously doing very well. So this is a bit of a spin on that deck. And
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to actually crunch some numbers on his draws and see.
These draws are insane.
So it's basically all 7 and 8 cheese and then 3 cheese. Like
Okay.
he's sort of like he's going for, the closest thing to like a min max
Yep.
deck.
Mhm. Yep.
But I need to know how often he draws all 3 cheese, because it just seems like he never drew it that often. Or we only played the one game, but you played like
We played the full 3 just for
3
fun.
games.
Like, so the first game, I immediately went to the right, thinking it was an Idris split sort of thing, and then you're like, oh no, I need to charge your face. There was
Yeah.
no way I was winning that once I went right. And I tried to play around meteorites when it was just like I should have just been dropping my 5/5s to force the meteorites right away. So then when I tried to play around meteorites, I'm like, all right, I heal my summons up to 6 health, and then he played 2 meteorites. I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it's gonna go.
This is
All
how
right.
it works.
So
So
the second game, I now understood what was going on.
Yeah.
I double moved straight at him, and I just crushed him. He got killed. But then game 3, I double charged at him again, and he went Hellchasm. I Chrono Walkered. Hit a second Hellchasm, then a meteorite, and Malefic Impalement, because I tried to stop one of the meteorites. I was like,
So I
that was
went
turn three.
I went straight for him as well, but like I was playing a summon deck, right? So I was like, okay, in my hand I had a decoy, I had a protection, I had a couple summons, and I had a heal. And so I went, expecting sort of because I know he'd been playing some of the Rain of Arrows and stuff like that, or the Volley of Arrows, right?
Valley of Arrows. Yep.
So I went first because I'm landslide and I won the toss. So I want to capitalize on the landslide. So I go up ahead, thinking, okay, I'll drop some summons down, drop my blitz summon down. He comes at me, volley of arrows. I'm like, okay, well, that's going to wipe out my whole board. So I respond with the protection spell that I have, saving my Scorpion, losing everything else, and protecting me. And he's like, oh, that protects you for the round? Okay, let's go to next round. And I was like, highly suspect. Sure enough, I'm just praying for like something targeting or like protection spell. I draw another like giant Scorpion. It's like, well, this would be great in any other matchup. He goes, steps up. He goes meteorite, Hellchasm, Impalement, Rain of Arrows. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm dead.
Yep, that'll do it right there.
Do it right there, right?
Yep.
So how are we all talking about Tavern Brawlers, Joe? Tell us
All
the
right.
ways.
So a while back, I know Joey has been working really hard with Tavern Brawlers at getting some organized play going with them. And Joey finally got through, and Lee and the crew there said, all right, let's do it. And I saw that happen right away. And I said, all right, I want to help out. Because I know Lee is awesome. We've played some Flesh and Blood together. And he is so representative of the entire community. Really nice, really laid back, high level players, really smart, very good players, but they're welcoming, right? As they're beating the crap out of you, they make you feel good. Like you're having a good time while you're losing, right? That's
just like when we play, right, Joe?
Exactly. You make me feel so good.
Yeah.
So good. You make me feel smart.
But not when I play Alex.
So, the Tavern Brawlers community is a great community. They support a lot of card games. They have competitive teams. They do a lot, obviously, with Flesh and Blood. They're getting into a bunch of new games, and they're looking to support Genesis.
That's awesome.
So I jumped at the chance, and we've got some online organized play going.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on right now.
Yep, there you go.
Transition.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're taking part in. I think all three of us are in on the monthly league.
Yes.
Right. You play 2 matches a week, and then there's Top Cut. And I was really impressed because we didn't really advertise that at all, and we got 16 people signed up, just like that. So with a little bit of publicity, I think we're going to get even more.
Nice.
I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to start in February, Thursday evenings at 9:00. We're going to do weekly organized play.
Cool.
Join on in. We got OP packs and all of that good stuff and other support. We're also starting up we're going to do a store championship, a Tavern Brawlers branded store championship. So we've got 2 primer events. Let me make sure I get the dates right. They're in March.
Yes,
on
March
Saturday
4th and March 25th.
Yep.
Nice.
At 2 p.m. Eastern. And here I'm thinking of our German friends. they can join us. We've got prize support. It's really just a great community, and I'm really looking forward to what we can do on Coliseum of Fate. And then we'll have a store championship on April 1st, and you can see some of the prize support there. We've got
Suspicious Day.
Yeah, we got some good stuff going on, and hopefully, I don't think I'll be participating in that, but yes, it is April Fool's Day. But
also suspicious. This is highly suspicious now.
So we're trying to get some organized play going. We've got a lot of prize support. Tavern Brawlers has a great prize wall. So we're all about trying to get as many folks playing as we can, learning as much as we can, having a good time playing, and those folks who are winning and even just participating, right? You're getting not just OP packs, but you're getting some points toward the prize wall, and we've got a lot of really good support there. So I'm really excited for this opportunity, and thank you to Joey and to Haunted Castle. They're helping promote us just a little bit here, and we've got a couple of promos and things courtesy of them that we'll be passing along to all the players and participants.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Like so, yeah, we got OP here, we got weekly. These are online events, right? So anyone
Yep.
can join. Doesn't have to be. You do have to be part of the Tavern Brawlers Discord, though.
Discord, right? Which is free to join, right? No charge for that.
And then, yeah, you guys are you've decided to participate in the online champ or the championship, whatever
Store
it's called. Store
championships.
championship, yeah, or
Yep.
store champion. But like you got lots of prizing here. You've got like, and your entry fees are these are in USD, right?
Yes, those are in US dollars. However, we are shipping internationally.
Ooh.
Don't worry, right?
Ooh.
That's all included. That's really that's why we have to charge, right? To cover shipping costs.
Yeah, for
Anything left after the shipping costs, that's what we're using the prize wall for, to pass those along to players. So
But yeah, we got so your champion events. You got promos, booster boxes,
Mhm.
sleeves, metal exert coins, altar commissions, and more. And then
Yes.
you have the 4 anime angel retributions that I think a lot of people are going to be seeking and
Yeah.
going after for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the idea here was some folks are, their LGS is a long ways away, or maybe their LGS isn't doing Genesis events. So
Right.
let's figure out how to get take care of those folks and fill in some of those gaps. That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. I think it's a really sweet program. Lots of different options. Yeah, there was some 9 p.m. Easterns, which could be tough for some people depending on which coast you're on, or which country you're in even. But I like that you've adjusted to some 2 p.m.s to try to capture as many people during the middle of the day there on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
When hopefully there's more opportunity to join those things. Yeah, it's a really cool
Exactly.
programs. And I got an opportunity to speak briefly with Lee.
Lee.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, he seems to be really interested. He's really wanting to make it and adjust it so things are good for everybody. They're all like, so there's there's a purpose. There's something that you're getting from it. So it's a very exciting opportunity to have. So.
Yeah, and I think the Tavern Brawlers community fits in really well with the Genesis community, right? Very friendly, very intelligent, high level play, right? So a very like-minded crowd. I was looking to lift other people up, bring them along, and learn together. So it's a great fit. The other thing about our monthly tournaments that I didn't mention, you're locked into a champion, but you're not locked into a deck, right? So you can change your deck list, but you're playing a champion, and you work out your match with the opponent.
Yeah.
So to your point, well, if we need to be flexible with times, right, you work that out and get that in. And I would also say we're starting with Thursday nights at 9 for our weekly play.
Right.
And if the community has, they can reach out to me, leave some messages for me or post in the Discord. And if we need to change that, we're all about getting as many people playing as we can. We're willing to do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How has your guys' experience been in the monthly league?
Well, aside from playing Jason, pretty good.
So I think there's one thing that I understand why it happened was the first week of the event, I think they tagged all our Discord names, but the following weeks were all the Geo names, and then we had to figure out who those people were.
Yeah.
But I understand why it was done that way. That's more of a Geo problem.
Yeah.
The Tavern Brawler thing.
Kenny, where's new Geo? Kenny.
We got some things to talk about with Geo, but that's a really good point, Alex. I would say that look, this is brand new, and we're learning. So this is crawl and then walk and then run, right? Yeah. So we're trying some of these things, and there are going to be some mistakes or some rough edges, but we'll get them smoothed out. We'll all work together and make it happen, and we're going to have a really nice community here after a while.
Yeah, and opening to online being a great place for people who maybe haven't got into the LGS yet, or the LGS is on the fence or not sure. You'd be like, hey, we play all the time at all these different points, and there's 10, 15, 20 some odd people playing, so it gives it a good selling point too to help stores take on the product. So
Yeah, and especially with new players, right? I learn. I can't really just watch a video and then learn how to play a game. I've got to actually do it a bunch of times. So that's the best way for me to learn. And I think a lot of people are like that as well. So yeah, just jump on in and let's play and learn. It's good.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yeah.
Geo is being fixed. Kenny,
Yes.
we all believe in Kenny.
It's in good hands. It's in good hands.
We're just waiting for some new fanciness or whatever he's doing. But so
Yeah.
Joe, do you want to see some pitch cards? You in for some pitch cards?
I would love to. If you guys will have me, I'd love to do
That's
that.
great because he had nothing else. All right, we're on techniques, everybody. Techniques. We got a bunch of here. We did finish off on last weekend was the 17th, so we can go to the 18th. Elemental stance. You gained pinned this round. Alex, what is pinned?
Pinned is you cannot move from this spot you're on. It's essentially snare. If snare was an ailment,
It would be pinned.
Yeah.
Right. So you cannot move. However, it differs from stun because you can still rotate.
Yeah.
All right. If you take elemental damage this round, prevent that damage and gain that much aura instead. Ooh, a little bit of aura for damage conversion. It's interesting.
it's an interesting one. It really depends on if elemental type damage goes off. The harder part I think with this is it is an action speed, so your opponent can play around it.
Yeah, those are some good points, right? Like you can't really play this in response to an attack. You kind of have to play it proactively.
Yeah.
How often do you play with elements there, Joe?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Essa and
This is a good, yeah.
Yep, and Kato. When I was playing Kun, we had a lot of holy damage, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that there's fire damage from Shun on his side of things. I think, I mean, yeah, over half, I think, of the damage I'm doing is elemental of some sort.
For sure.
What are the Angel of Retribution? Is that just
It's
ordinary
holy.
damage? Yeah, it's
No,
holy
it's holy.
damage. Yeah, yeah.
So this is a 4 chi card at 5 energy. And Aura Surge is a 5 chi card for the same cost. Aura Surge gains you just 10 aura flat. This one, you can't move, but if you take the damage, you gain that much aura instead. So you could be, I guess you're winning out on the chi side of things.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. Grapple.
How long does the pin last?
the
You
round?
mentioned it's just a round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It might have been a mistake. Maybe they were thinking swift, but they put action speed. I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's definitely possible too. Yeah.
Yep.
Grappling hold. So we have left, right, forward. So the triangle. Place champion in grappling holds awareness onto the same spot as you, and you and them gain pinned until the end of your next move phase. So lots of love for the pin. So playing around with the movement mechanics of the game. So here you're grappling them and holding on to them, and neither of you can move.
The chi seems a little high for this one. I'm surprised I didn't change it.
it.
Yeah, it's a little high.
So I'm just trying to think, when you do that, you can't then, when you grapple someone in on top of you and they're pinned, then you can't really do any damage to them.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
thinking of like stampeding force. Malik had a couple of
because you
cards
can't
like
move really into the
you won't
same
be able to
spot.
move either.
The best you could do is you're safe from them, and your summons could still attack them.
I think
Okay.
that's what they're going for, right? Like it's kind of like, I'm going to hold on to you here while my giant scorpions bombard you,
Got it.
or whatever it is. So, Jeff says, how come no one's mentioned let's stick a pin in these designs for now? I apologize, everyone, for reading that comment.
Speaking of Jeff, I think he and I are playing in our we've got a Tavern Brawlers match after this. So
Oh,
I will
that's an easy-
save
that's an easy
save my
win.
chuckles. I'll save my chuckles for our match. I'll just laugh the whole match. Make him feel good.
All right, we've got Brutal Slap, which has got some disturbing images on here. Target enemy in Slap's awareness is dealt 1 damage, discards 1 card, puts the top card of their timeline into their memories, and loses 3 aura. That is a brutal slap. That's swift. Action speed. Target enemy champion in Slap's awareness is dealt 3 damage, discards 3 cards, puts 3 cards in the top of their timeline into the memories, and loses 9 aura. Whew, that's a lot of negativity.
Where can I find these images online anywhere?
If you're in Future League,
Are you in the
it's
Future League,
yours.
or-
Yeah, I'm in Future League.
So it
Yep.
should
No,
be
Future
under
League
contest techniques.
technique. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Or if you are one of those fancy people with 2 screens, you could have this.
I'm
the
I'm a fancy
streamline.
person. Then.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm just a single screen guy over here.
No need to hate. Will, you've beaten
I'm
me
just
enough.
jealous.
You can just take it here.
So this there's a lot happening to this card. Now, I'm not saying that something like this couldn't be, like, we've seen tax cards and things that are hitting multiple aspects, but there's a lot happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the people like it, that just says that maybe we're not doing enough to kind of curb that. How do we approach techniques if it's not just going to be damage? You did put that out there, right? Last week, you said, "Oh, don't just give me an attack.
For sure.
I'm Alex. I don't want that."
I agree. And I said I was doubling down. This is, at least there's some uniqueness to this card.
So-
There's a lot of people that think that they just give me a vanilla card and they give me a unique cost. It's like, this costs 3 energy, 2 aura, and 1 health. It's a new card. No, that's still the exact same card. You just changed the cost.
So I think AV here said, "Oh, you know what, Alex?
I'm
Challenge
gonna stream."
accepted."
I liked it enough to put it out there for
true.
somebody crazy to try it.
All right, Mirror Strike. We got make a copy of an opponent's technique that has caused you to lose life. Interesting. Play an ability from it without paying its cost. Kind of like reflecting that ability back at them.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's action speed, so you have to do that afterwards, which
Mhm.
is kind of interesting. But the swift form, make a copy of an opponent's technique that has caused you to lose life this round. Play an ability, so you can do either or.
You still have to wait. You'd have to do them after an
Yes.
ability is damaged you, no matter what.
Right.
Well, there's some good techniques out there
Mm-hmm.
that you could definitely use that for. So I guess it depends on, where does this go? Does this just in Jalara? Is it in a color? But
I don't think that's actually what's relevant here. At the end of the day, this actually matters more about the meta. Would you be willing to use a card that's only good against opponents' decks that have strong techniques? That's the actual question here.
I don't think we've seen any all technique decks yet, right?
Mhm.
There's still been a mix of like spells and summons
Yeah.
in most decks. But
Have you heard of Bolt Shot?
no, what does it do? Bolt shot's
Bolt
the big one.
shots.
There is no
Malefic Impalement.
Yep.
no awareness on this card.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so you're just like, oh, you've done a technique to me. I'm just going to do that technique back to you.
Yeah.
That's an interesting read. Yeah, for sure. Stuck with the Bill. Target champion is in Stuck with the Bill's awareness must pay X fatigue, where X is half their current timeline. What? No. What is this?
Somebody's had a bad experience, I think. Stuck with it.
Someone's like, oh, my fatigue deck's not working anymore. Wow. Okay. That's okay. Champions who pay fatigue due to Stuck with the Bill take 2 damage as well.
I think the exit is so unnecessary on this
Oh
card.
my god.
The 2 damage after you build them half their deck was like,
So I teleport, I hit you with this, you discard 22 cards.
yeah.
It
Well,
doesn't
it's an
kill ya.
HG.
It is an HG. Yeah.
It's an HG. You know what else was an HG, Joe? Epiphany. And look what it did.
Well, look, you hit the Epiphany pair, they're going to draw cards. They're just going to have such a small deck. Well, it's a counter to Epiphany right here.
I'm just, all I can see is turn 1 teleport 22 cards down the drain, and then another one for another 11 cards, and you're like, all right, your turn.
And then the big rabbit with fatigue
Oh,
8
yeah.
comes out. Yep.
Yeah, well then Kareem just switches in there and hits you for another 7. All right. I like the idea of really pushing the limits because that's what sort of the pitch contest is. But that one was whew. All right.
I like it.
Well,
I like that
clearly
one.
you put it up there. The greatest catch. Isn't that a TV show? You deal 3 damage to anything in the arena. Move anything dealt damage by the greatest catch to a spot adjacent to you.
This one I'm not crazy about.
This is just a teleport.
It's
kinda.
essentially a teleport. But you
11
bring him to
aura?
them. 11 energy.
11
energy,
that's-
sorry,
Well,
energy.
yeah. That's the only reason why I think I allowed it to go was it's so costly to play it.
So
But-
I play this and then I get stuck with the bill. I'm dead. I'm dead. It is interesting. So because you could save your own thing, right?
Sure. You could, it didn't do anything. You could move an alteration if you really wanted to.
That's true. Move that landmine off before. Oh no, you deal 3 damage to it, so it dies.
Kill the landmine.
Backstab. Here we go. Let's see what this one does. Nice art. Kill an ally summon around you. Gain counterattack X till the end of the round, where X is the amount of life that summon had when killed. Now we've had some counterattack issues in the back, right?
Is when two champions have counterattack, they infinitely counterattack each other till one dies.
Yep.
Yep.
And the game. Game ends when someone dies. But
Game ends and someone dies.
I kind of like this. I've always been. I didn't talk bad about Jason. The chat is putting words in my mouth. I said that Jason came out swinging hard on the Tavern Brawlers, and I just wasn't prepared for that. And then I'm all grumpy about it now. That's all I said. I didn't talk bad about him. Anyways.
And you don't want anybody to apologize for playing Epiphany against you. You just want them to stop playing Epiphany against you.
The apology does nothing. That's the recap for anyone just joining in.
What if you made this more like the enraged gorilla counter attack thing?
Yeah, you gain a specific amount, right?
Yep. That procs once, like a trigger.
The backstab also feels like, I'm thinking backstab in like other, medias, right? Like it's a big attack. Like you're going in, you're getting into that weakness and you're giving them a big attack, right? Something's happening. The killing of the ally is something I like having some sort of kill synergies, sacrifice things. I definitely play those things in Magic, say. But this is interesting. I do like the split costs. It's 4 energy and 8 aura.
Mm-hmm.
So any sort of reduction there really makes this a pretty cheap ability.
Sure.
Ooh, we got a bunch. All right. Trap Master. Your champion takes no damage.
Well, you skipped one.
Oh, did I? Sorry. Intimidation. Target champion in Intimidation's awareness pays 3 energy plus 1 energy for each ability on the stack.
There we go.
Ooh. Some more fatigue. Kind of that apocatastasis effect.
All right. And now this one, I have a little story for you guys. And I think my person who made this won't mind too much. So he pitched this card, exact same card. I didn't change any of the text. I just changed his chi. I want you to guess what chi did this design, this
well,
picture
apocatastasis is at 7. I'm assuming this was at 7 too.
It was at 7.
Yep.
And I don't think he and I went no, and I brought it all the way down to 3, and I think at 3 it is now playable.
So what was your thinking there? Is it because a lot of champions have at least 1 energy reduction?
So you got to look at the base. The base is you play this,
Mm-hmm.
and they're paying 3 energy. That's the baseline. We see that on 3 cheese on left hooks.
True.
That is the baseline. If they have reduction, you're doing even less. At the end of the day, even if it goes up a couple more, let's say the opponent ends up paying 5 energy. What was the cost of this ability?
5 energy.
It was 5 energy.
You're breaking even.
You're still evening. Obviously, you should have a reduction of yourself. That's just it. This effect is not anything that is so wild that it needs to be.
Yeah.
It could maybe be at 4. You could probably say it's 4, probably because of the awareness. But yeah.
All right, Trap Master. Your champion takes no damage or is affected by alterations until the end of the round. I think this is a necessary card. I think it's something that could definitely easily be put in. It's, may not see play all the time, but it's there in case there's that alteration that comes up.
All right, I'm gonna ask you. So this exact same sort of card has now been pitched in enchantment form now.
Ooh.
In the enchantment event.
Hmm.
And I kind of like, well, why would I want this in Swift 1 turn effect over enchantment form? I'm in this weird conundrum space about what's what. I think either way, these are forethought cards. These aren't cards you're going to ever play in the main board, most likely.
Yeah, and you'd be bring them in response to like alteration specifically, right? Yeah, Damon says pick the no damage forever versus the no damage on the stack. Potentially.
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines of if you play Epiphany, you're going to be playing this, right? Because everybody's going to be playing Aura Purge against you.
Ooh.
So you want that with your dedicated studies. Not to pick on you, Will, but I'm like, this could be really helpful in certain situations.
It's been 3 years. I'm defeated.
You can filter it with dedicated studies. I mean, if it's a thing, and it's a 3-chi.
Potentially here, yeah, this is a 3-chi. That is a good point. Like that's something you could easily swap out, and not affect your overall game plan in a situation. It's a good read by Joe. All right, blood for blood, but we have an eyeball. Drain attack 2, area drain attack 1, and we have a forward awareness. That's where the area comes in, and ability committed. As you play an ability on blood for blood, you may pay its full cost a second time. If you do, double all loss of life, damage, and or health gain for that ability.
My initial reaction is that I want a swift drain attack.
That's just reaction.
That's what I want. And because we don't have one now, do we? Everything's action speed.
Everything's been action speed, yeah.
Yep.
So I really like this, but I think that at 5 chi, it's undercosted. I think it needs to be higher chi.
Interesting.
Especially if you've got the continuous going off.
With the continuous going on, yeah, I think I agree with you there. Now he does like the person who
look
put
at
this
it. It's
in,
like
they do ask you or require you to pay that cost again.
Yeah. So like let's just say you're doing the drain attack for 4, realistically that it is, but you're paying 10 energy and 2 life. So you're getting 2 life back at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is interesting that you're losing the life to gain the life.
Somebody plays a lot of Kasha that designed this stuff. That's what
there
it is.
You go. There you go. Yes, Sarah does have a swift drain. Unfortunately, Sarah is stuck with Phage, but we have hope. We hope that Sarah does not become the Erica of yesterday. But
I actually think talking about this, I think the area drain attack is actually underwhelming. I think it'll be very powerful in the right scenario, and just
how do you know, Alex? We've never had an area drain attack.
How do I know? It's just because people don't put all their stuff into one spot. If they do, they get punished for it.
Have you seen the awareness on it though?
Forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So you gain, let's say 2 or 4 if you get 2 targets. That is the ideal scenario.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Desperate Cleave. There was some talk about this one, so let's read this one. Range attack 5 for 6 energy. So that's already a pretty decent rate. We're at an 8 chi here though. We have a front awareness. If you are at 8 HP or less, then Desperate Cleave's range attack 5 becomes an area range attack 8, and it also costs Exert. So playing with the Desperation that we've had before, and I'm not sure if this person knows that we have had Desperation in the past, but that 8 HP is where the Desperation kicks in.
Yep.
So you go down to 8 HP, but you can come back with an area range attack that doesn't target and deals 8 damage. It is interesting. I'm trying to think if, we do have some cards. Well, we have Underworld Dealings, allows you to get down to whatever health count you want. But to do that as a combo, you're going to take a huge amount of health, and you have to have at least 3 of these in your hand. But you're also losing those cards, so it's a bit weird to do it as like a combo piece. But as a gotcha at the end of the game, that could be huge.
Yeah.
Especially if you hit multiple summons.
I like the whip card. What's it called? The 6 chi chaos one. It goes from 3 damage to 5 damage and exerts. It's really
the whip smash.
Whip smash. It's very whip smashy at the end of the day.
Yeah, if only Odara could play whip smash. Odara. Glove. Is there a glove in this picture? I don't.
Yeah, on Homer's hand on the right.
Oh, that's a glove. I thought that was like, I don't know what that was. All right. Basic attack 4. Execute. Trigger. When a combatant is dealt damage with glove slap, rotate them twice. Trigger. Fatigue. Trigger. Draw. If a summon is killed because of the damage dealt by glove slap, draw a card. Does this follow your rules?
In what sense?
Well, you said that you can only... I don't remember. I wasn't listening.
Four
you can have one ability plus minus
max.
times 2, 0.5% of a second ability.
So you have your
divided by
execute,
3,
that's
carry
the one
the
ability.
1.
Your draw ability is the 1, and your fatigue and your basic attack are 0.5s because they don't require any text.
Sure.
The math checks out.
Nice. I like the awareness. We've seen this awareness a few times. Nothing on like a natural printed card yet, but Future League has definitely pushed for this type of awareness. It's definitely very like aggressive heavy, right? We're going forward. We're not worried about what's behind us. We're trying to. Fatigue 7 is a little high. Well, we do have a rabbit, Jeff. I'm not sure. I know you don't play with the 8G cards, but there's a rabbit that exists. It's kind of big. We call it Gargantuan, and it has a 7 fatigue. So
yep.
So 8G card here does less damage. This does a lot.
It does a lot, but it's. If you separate it, it does really one thing to a champion. Like the fatigue and the draw are just, did you hit a champion?
Right.
Did you hit a summon?
Right.
Well, did you kill a summon? I guess it's more specific than that.
Right.
Even.
The rotate twice could be interesting as well. Because it could also be dangerous depending where you're hitting them, right? If you rotate them twice from the front, and you could put their back to you, where we know they have some back abilities. But I like where their head's at.
Yeah.
And 2 more. So we have kick apart. You and target adjacent ally each move away from each other, and then each lose 1 health. You and target adjacent ally each move away from each other, and then each lose 1 health. And then you and target adjacent ally each move away from each other. So 1 swift, 1's action, but you're basically going away. Now, I'm sure this card is just ringing the bells of Alex's brain, being like, away, don't use away.
I have no problem with away. That's another players who have problems with away. What if I away on a diagonal? Do I go diagonal? Everybody asks the diagonals and the lefts and the rights.
So just keep going.
Just keep going.
Keep going.
If you're on a diagonal, you just go forever.
Yep.
For everyone watching who's unsure of how away works, away always is from the point of when the ability was played, and it creates 1 space between you and whatever it is you're pushing away from. So if it's between you and an opponent and they're face to face, you would go back 1 step, regardless of where they are when the ability resolves. It's when the ability is played. Okay, so if something happens in between where they're tossed or they're moved, but the push or the away is still on the stack, it is still in the same direction from when it was played. If the push is on the sides and you're on the side, it goes to the side. If you're facing them, it goes away from the back in the straight line.
I really like this card. I'm worried that it might be too strong. When you compare it to the next closest thing, what's the phage one? 5 chi.
Move together.
But I designed that card, and it's very awkward card that half the time doesn't work.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yep.
It is weird.
It's just weird. That's at the end of the day.
But it is a move spell that Phage has, and not every color has a move spell, so it is
Yeah.
interesting, and it works with their kind of their theme of
Well, it's the only spell that lets
Community.
you and a summon move, right?
currently, yeah.
Yeah.
And last one is Qigong. Did I say that? Or
Sure. I don't know.
Qi. I'm not even gonna try it. QI-GONG.
I appreciate that this was the only person so far that was ballsy enough to, put in an
By who?
RNG.
Mm.
Oh, 11 chi. I did not see that. Jeez. All right, what does this 11 chi do? Choose to place a Baihu token from your subconscious on a spot. Just one? Oh, you get
Classic
choose to.
11 chi. Get a Baihu.
Draw. Make that an Ajda Tiger. Draw a card and reveal it. You gain life equal to that card's chi value. Draw a card and reveal it. Deal damage equal to that card's chi value to everything on a spot in awareness. You gain damage resistant 1 until the end of the round.
Two of these don't seem like the others.
Now, it doesn't say you can't choose more than one.
That's true.
Same one twice. But
I assume that's what his intention. But I think you always choose drawing card and gain life because that's always going to happen. You sometimes will not choose draw and deal damage if there's not somebody to hit. But otherwise you always choose the 2 draw forms in this card.
oh, chat saying we missed a card last week.
Yes, there was a card that by accidentally got deleted off of
Oh.
enchantments.
Here it is. Accidentally got deleted. Sugar Maple. It's an alteration from the first set of pitches. 2 health, 4 aura. Only combatants adjacent or on to Sugar Maple may use the tap ability of Sugar Maple. Tap. Choose a champion. That champion puts a hearty soup from their subconscious into their thoughts. Sugar Maple loses 1 health. At the end of the round, Sugar Maple gains 1 health. Ooh. You can choose 2 of the same. Oh, that's from the last card. Yep. Modal cards are good. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Ben.
Wait, did he say you can choose 2 of the same?
Damien is saying that, yes. I'm not sure if that was
Is
Damien's
it
card.
Damien's card?
Not Sugar Maple, but
It's removed, banned, gone.
all right. Sugar Maple's really
Get it.
cool. Kind of an idea of bringing out some, playing with this idea of food and having an ability from the subconscious, right? We definitely see that in the game, utilizing the subconscious in different ways. If you do this once, what is exerting? Oh, champion is exerting to tap it.
Only combatants.
Yeah, it says choose a champion.
No. So the thing that's there is a combatant. There's the only combatants adjacent or
Mhm.
onto Sugar Maple may use the tap ability of Sugar Maple.
But who's
So
doing the action tap?
So a combatant adjacent or on.
Oh, I see. That one is.
They
doing
then
it.
choose a
They
champion.
choose the champion.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can start giving your opponent hearty soups across the
You
board.
could. If they're at 2 cards and they have no energy reduction, you could give them all the hearty soups you want.
I'm pretty sure that was the intention of this to load your opponent's hand with hearty soups so they deck themselves by paying the energy.
Now we have talked about alterations doing something different, and this definitely is doing something a little bit different, a little more interaction.
Yes.
So if I'm reading that right, could that be used more than once a turn?
Yeah, as long as different things are exerting.
And as long as your things, 4 things or your things have flight, then yes.
Well, you go turn 1, Sugar Maple, turn 2, Call to the Bones, or just 10 Call to the Bones, or whatever you want. Just drop them all down on there. Next turn, they can all start
Okay, I
mapling.
was going to say next turn. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Can't do it the same turn. But nice.
Would that be something that Shun could get and then just always have his health gain online?
For sure. Just sitting over there sucking on a tree, that Shun.
Or just send some little thing over there to do it, right? Send your pain imp over there.
Yeah.
And then you gain your health. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Or
Cool. Well, those are awesome. We'll do. We can do What do we have? Enchantments are just still coming in, so we'll do enchantments next week.
Yeah. We got 8 minutes left. You guys were all promised a champion spoiler, and that was taken from us and given, unfortunately, to heads or tails.
And they did a
Not
great job with
Congrats
it.
to them. Yeah, they definitely enjoy it.
And they got
So
JC,
instead-
the designer, on to do that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we will reveal a different type of champion.
What?
We're going to introducing a new member to the design team. Will Kemp is joining the design team
Woo!
officially.
Hey,
Look at that.
congratulations.
Oh, am I supposed to clap for myself?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's
I'm not
awesome.
gonna.
So about Epiphany.
Yeah. First task, number 1, it's gone.
Hey, that's really cool. Congratulations, Will. I didn't know that was. I know you'd been a guest designer. Like your name's on a couple of cards, right?
Yeah, I've done some of the pitch contests,
Yeah.
and been doing that for a bit. But yeah, Alex kind of talked to me at the end of last year a little bit, and we kind of, try to figure out what's going on with, what's happening and what types of things we can do. But yeah, just sort of been biding my time and waiting for an opportunity to join the team. So
Mhm.
I'm super
So
excited.
Joe, when are you gonna join the team?
As soon as you ask me, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a life. I don't have anything going on. You need some time. I got it. We're good.
All right. Well, we're gonna give everybody, at least a spoiler. We pulled up our one of our Will cards, one of his design cards that will be coming out in Invasion, and we can spoil that card today since we don't have a champion this week.
Nice.
All right, so this is Earthen Rupture, designed by me. It is in Invasions. Surprise, surprise. It is a 6G card with a forward awareness. Earthen Rupture is a spell. It is earth damage. I know Joe likes that for his Essa deck. It is in Thymos. I know Joe likes that for his Essa deck. You deal 3 earth damage to everything in Earthen Rupture's awareness, so non-targeting damage. It's for 7 aura. Or, and that's at swift speed, or you can do 3 damage, earth damage again, to everything in the arena that has been placed by a non-beckon ability this round. That's for 14 aura. So it's a swift ability at 6G. The first one, non-targeting, 3 damage. The second one is for my good old friend, Stone Protector out there. All you Stone Protector players warping your things around, we finally have a counter to that.
And your Chrono Walkers too, right?
So Chrono Walkers don't place.
They don't place. They switch.
Okay,
So
that's
your
right.
teleports will place. Your warps are move.
Okay.
Kato will place.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Kato moves. Kato moves.
Kato
doesn't
moves.
Yeah, Kato
Yeah.
moves.
Oh,
Yeah,
moves,
Kato
sorry.
moves.
No. Kato places. Kato's warp is the only warp that places.
he? Okay.
I
That's
thought
why
Kato
you
did.
can put them on top of stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it will hit your Bayous from the subconscious with Erica, if you want to. But it will hit things that are non-beckon abilities. So that's Stone Protectors, temporal relocations, shoulder hop. Yes, all those things have a direct counter to.
So if I'm Essa and I play that, I'm getting earth damage in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting 3 earth damage in at swift speed. And it only costs 7 aura.
It does.
I think that's an auto include, huh?
Essa, I think Essa, like we saw Yvonne last week with on Heads or Tails. That color combination is getting some love for sure. I think Essa's done a lot already in the game, but hasn't really broken through into that mainstream, really become that scary powerhouse that
Mhm.
everyone believed that they were going to beat with that 3 energy reduction. So yeah, I mean, I think this card has the potential to be, like you say, an auto include, especially for that earth damage. I think it's a great card for Thymos dealing with any Axon players, doing some of the placement stuff.
Yep.
I'm excited to see where the players take this card for sure.
Oh, Joe's got my mind racing that there's enough space on that card to add or switch onto that text box.
Some
There's
more Colorado
time.
hate. I'm all
You
here
can
for
do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Like if the people don't get, we made spoil stuff. Well, until this set comes out, I will continue to make this set the best possible set imaginable. There have been things that have been spoiled and that have been changed already.
On Champions.
On champions, on cards. I will continue to improve cards to be the best they can be.
I had a lot of faith in you, Alex, until you told me Will was joining you. But
Wow.
It was that political choice, Joe. I didn't want it. I had to do it.
all right.
Just means I'm out of the competition, Joe. They won't. It's just you can't. You won't have to get. You have a chance
Thanks
now.
by you so much. Yeah. Okay. I got it. So I sense you did Emergent Worm
Mm-hmm.
last set,
I did.
and I'm sensing a very like Dune heavy mind here. Were you traumatized in your childhood? Or are you a big fan of Dune, or what is it?
I honestly, I've never actually put that together because I'm not really a Dune fan or anything like that. But but
You have not read Dune?
I have read.
Will.
I have not read Dune. No, I watched the old version of it. I have not seen the new version of it.
Okay, so it ruined you. That was terrible. I think depending on time, like your job right now
Is to
is to either read the book or watch the
new one.
the movie. Yeah, that's on HBO, I think, or Crave for you Canadians. Eh?
Thanks.
Right?
I've been watching The Last of Us, and it's been great. It's on Crave. And I posted it to the US Discord. I was like, oh, if anyone's on Crave, wait a second. Nope. It's just HBO for you. Yeah, I think the idea, though, is bringing in some of that interacting points, right? Where it's like a little bit more having something in response. So the Emergent Worm was always, if I'm going to have, angels coming at me or things that are flying or swift, having a summon that can deal damage on entry, kind of like the Formosan Gorilla, allows you to sort of give you an interacting or can play with that board state.
Yep.
Now Alex went and put it in Bazin's colors and made it, super powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's his job. He can do that. This one was about, placement. I saw there was a lot of placement and how placement gets around some of the movement stuff.
Yeah.
And having something that directly interacts with placement was the original intention. But not every game something places, but you're always needing something to do damage. So that's where the first ability came in afterwards to give it more options, right? So now I can have this card, I'm prepared for it if they are placing or if they're doing something, or if I just need to do some damage.
And I personally feel like I need to play more 6-chi cards. I don't think I play enough. Because I can balance them with the 4-chi, so I can run more of them, and there's more consistency. And
now a lot of 6-chi cards will do 4 damage, so this is actually under on the damage side. But I think that also allows us to play with some of the how it does damage. Damien says you technically place a champion at the start of the game, and then you can spam this card. Technically, no. The champions start in the arena before the game begins. They are not placed. Zenith Pulse, Rope Tornado, Rupture combo time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go for it.
Make it work.
All right, well, it is 8:01. You're late for your first meeting.
Oh, no, I gotta go.
Assigned team member.
I'm
already late.
Get to it. You slacker.
All right, big shout out to all the content creators. I'm not sure if you got the emails coming down from if you get the emails through Patreon, but we have Thursday nights, we have Steve-O, we have Tavern Brawlers doing stuff, we have a whole bunch of stuff happening on the Discord, web pages being updated regularly, a lot of fun things to to see or witness. probably going to buy one of those sweatshirts. I'm not sure if everyone saw them on the merchandise side, but the sweater looks really clean, really sharp. So I'm going to check that one out later. But Joe, thank you for coming on. And
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy our conversation. I have such a good time.
nice.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
And thank you for
appreciate
doing
that.
Tavern Brawlers as well.
Joe, have you pitched any contest cards yet?
No, I have not.
I'm expecting it now.
All right, you got
All right.
it. I've got
All
a
right.
job. All right.
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
This is my audition. This is my
JGs
interview,
there.
right?
Yeah, that's
that's
your
the
interview. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week with enchantments.
Mhm.
All right. Bye.